From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Satellite and radar still shows dry conditions and widespread sunshine across mid-Michigan this evening. Not only across our area, notice we are completely dry across most of the Midwest right now. Temperature-wise, we're at 82 degrees in Lansing, Mason, and Howell. We're at 84 for our current temperature over in Hastings, 81 degrees right now over in Ionia and Charlotte. We're cooling down into the mid to low 50s yet again as we go throughout the overnight hours tonight. We stay dry for the rest of the work week, but chances for rain will return over the weekend. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, an expert in hyperbaric chambers testifies in the criminal case that gripped the state after the death of a young boy. Plus, a baby just could not wait to meet her family. They didn't quite make it into the hospital. And where Detroit ranks when it comes to the best airports in the U.S. Those stories and a lot more, and all in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's go ahead and start that clock. Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, was in mid-Michigan this afternoon to speak at a rally at a metal stamping plant. The vice president visited Hatch Stamping in Howell to talk about President Donald Trump's economic policies. The speech also touched on the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk last week. 6 News covered the rally this afternoon, and we will have a full report for you coming up tonight on 6 News at 6. In an Oakland County courtroom this week, a preliminary hearing is being held examining the death of a 5-year-old boy in a hyperbaric chamber explosion in January. On Tuesday, an expert in the field of hyperbaric oxygen chamber safety and national guidelines testified, telling the court the employees at Troy's Oxford Center did not use what's called a grounding strap on Thomas Cooper, which he says could have prevented the explosion.
Within the next second, everything inside the chamber was alight. And a second later, the chamber was completely opaque and you could see red flashes happening on the inside, and more or less a second after that, the door seals blew out.
Oxford Center CEO Tamala Peterson and 2 managers, Jeffrey Mosteller and Gary Markin, are charged with second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. The operator is charged with involuntary manslaughter and falsifying medical records. In Los Angeles, human remains found in a car registered to singer-songwriter David have now been identified as a missing 15-year-old girl. Celeste Hernandez was last seen in April of last year. Her remains were found in a bag in the trunk of the car, which was in a tow lot at the time. David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, was on the North American leg of an international tour at the time the body was discovered. Police say he is cooperating with the investigation. Students are back in their classrooms at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis following the mass shooting there. They went back yesterday. 2 children were killed on the August 27th shooting, and 21 others were wounded. The 23-year-old shooter killed himself. A team of mental health professionals were working with teachers over the last few weeks to prepare them for interacting with the kids. School officials say they're focusing on connection and community. Meanwhile, in Utah, classes resumed today at the university where Charlie Kirk was killed last week. Security at Utah Valley University has been stepped up with patrols by police from the university and the city of Orem. University officials say that will continue for the rest of the semester. They're also planning a vigil for unity on Friday. Authorities in Pennsylvania are looking for a man who they say rammed a car into the entrance gate of the FBI's Pittsburgh field office. Federal agents accuse Donald Henson of driving into the gate, getting out of the car, and then throwing an American flag onto the property. Then he ran away. The FBI says nobody was injured in the crash. The agency, though, is calling it, quote, an act of terror against the FBI. Moving now to the war in Gaza, Israeli troops pushed deeper into Gaza City today as part of a major ground offensive. People have been trying to evacuate the city, but hundreds of thousands remained as of last night. The Gaza Health Ministry reports the death toll from the wider war has now passed 65,000 people. This attack comes a day after United Nations experts found Israel was committing genocide in Gaza. Israel denies the allegation. Frequent flyers, listen up. J.D. Power is out with its annual rankings for the nation's best airports. Minneapolis-St. Paul International was the top-scoring mega airport, followed by Detroit and Phoenix. For large airports, John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California beat out Tampa and Dallas Love Field. And for medium, the Indianapolis Airport won for the 4th year in a row, followed by Southern California's Ontario International and Buffalo Niagara. Each of the winners topped the J.D. Power list last year. Airports that incorporated food and local brands to create a genuine sense of location, well, they saw a big boost in their scores.
Well, a good airport does all the blocking and tackling really well. You can get to the airport in a reasonable amount of time. You can get through TSA in a reasonable amount of time. The bathroom is clean. The receipts, you can sit at the gate. That's what a good airport does well. A great airport does those things and has a great food, beverage, and retail program.
J.D. Power's Michael Taylor says airports are investing in themselves and it's paying off. Passengers who rate their airport experience as perfect spend an average of $42 in the terminal, $16 more than passengers who rate their airport experience as just okay. The findings are based on more than 30,000 flyer surveys. And watch this. Pilots attempting to land passenger jets at London's Heathrow Airport on Monday had to abort at the last second because of strong winds. Many of the planes had to do go-arounds, which is when they pull up, loop around, and then try again. Others made rough touchdowns. Meteorologists say winds of up to 78 miles per hour hit the area on Monday. Well, back here in America, a dad in Texas didn't quite get his pregnant wife to the hospital in time and ended up delivering his own baby. It happened earlier this month, and it was caught on the hospital's security camera. The couple did make it to the front doors, but their daughter was coming anyway. A valet ran to get help, and as a dozen hospital employees rushed out, the baby girl arrived. Well, here in Michigan, officials broke ground today on a 286,000 square foot global headquarters for JR Automation. The $73 million campus will span 45 acres in Ottawa County when it's complete, which is expected to be in the fall of 2026. The automation manufacturer was founded in Holland and acquired by Hitachi in 2019. Governor Gretchen Whitmer called the project an example of state investment in innovation. And closing the lid on our first 6 minutes of news, check this out. When it's time to bury a loved one in the African nation of Ghana, more and more people are turning to these so-called fantasy coffins. Associated Press photographers recently released a picture essay showing the craftsmanship behind these caskets. Each piece is meant to embody the essence of a person's life, Kendall. I mean, wow.
It's not what I would have pictured when, the word fantasy coffin comes to mind, like the giant red fish there. But
if the price is right, I mean, it's kind of neat.
No, it's really cool. It's just, I was kind of shocked by the video there.
Yes, me too.
What I had in mind.
Right.
The weather, not really what we have in mind for mid-September.
And I'm not complaining.
Exactly, and trust me, I don't think there are going to be any more complaints with the temperatures over the next few days. Maybe with some rain showers, however, over the weekend.
Okay, and it's all about the timing on those.
Yes,
so you're